World news. Yes, Train World 4 was announced 24 days ago. I'm really late and I'm really sorry. I had my 40th birthday come up. I've been away and I've had problems with the computer. So I do apologise for lack of content on the channel. I think the last two videos were ones that I've made months ago and come out automatically. For this we're going to be looking at the announcements and that for Train World 4, and we're going to have my opinions on it, and then we'll go look at the, on the next episode we'll look at the road maps. Excuse me. So let's have a look at this. Train World 4 coming soon. So let's have a look at the video. I will mute it because I don't want to get copyright claimed because of the music. So we've got an American train there. That looks like a German train maybe. That's an Azuma. That's a German train. That's an American train. Steam train. Don't know what steam train that is. I've seen some news on TSW4 but not all. There's the Azuma. So as we go down the article I will give my thoughts on the train. If I'm not wrong, that's the Flying Scotsman. So 26th of September, pre-order now for 10% discount. So not that far away. Yep, it's coming. New locomotives, new routes, new operators, new features, new music, new options, and even a new country. Oh, maybe not Germany then. It's all new for Train World 4, coming September 26th. What's the date today? Today is the 15th, so not that far away. And especially if you get the early access from pre-order. So I'm going to give you my thoughts and read the article of course, but I'll give you my thoughts as well. If you've been keeping up to date with everything going on, you're probably fresh out of the mammoth 2-hour-long Dovetail Direct Train World keynote where JT, Matt, Lucas and Jordan went through everything you could possibly want to know about our next big release. If you missed it, don't worry, you can go back and view the whole thing again if you want to on YouTube, which is that video there, which we want to do. I did predict that it would be Train World 4, half in jest, but it looks like that is what happened. But if you want to take your time reading all about it, or listen to me going on about it and with my views, we've got you covered, or I've got you covered. Below we'll outline each of the routes and locomotives, the shiny new gameplay features, the different options available including pre-order, extras and early access. There's also some handy FAQs that should answer plenty of burning questions on Train 4. We don't look at the FAQs, that can go, if you want to see that you can go on there yourselves. We'll be publishing further articles focusing on individual routes and new features in-game in the run-up to launch, so keep an eye out for more articles and more YouTube content. Follow us on socials at the bottom of the page, or sign up for our newsletter for more information over the coming weeks. The routes and the locomotives. 3 brand new routes are coming with Train World 4, with a 4th fan favourite getting a new lease of life. More on that later. So we've got the S-Bahn Waldeburg Lindu to Baldenz. I do apologise if I mispronounce that. And this is Austria. Okay, introducing Austria, the 7th nation to be part of the Train World. And I just want to clarify, because I hear people say this online all the time in the community. They go, it's Train World, but they don't really do much routes from the world. I don't think that's what they mean when they say Train World. I think they mean the interactive world around trains. So that, you know, the freedom to walk around and that, limited as it may be. I think that's what they mean by Train World. Not Train World as in the entire world and getting content from the entire world. The S-Bahn of Waldeburg line winds through the Alps to the Austria-Germany border. Ooh. Courtesy of the national operator OBB. Also new to Train World, big mountains and stunning scenery are the order of the day, as are plethora of station stops on both the main line and the branch line that heads in the directions of the border with Switzerland. Oh, that sounds good. That's the train there. Making the journey is OBB's 4024 Talent, or the Talperk Lankata Nova Kirsch Tribewagen EMU. I'll do it again, sorry if I pronounce those wrong. Variants of this unit are well customised to real-life service throughout Europe and even over the Atlantic in Canada. But the 4024 is specific to Austria. With new traction, a new operator and a new signalling to learn, the addition to the Train Sim World map is the start of a journey through Austria. Who knows where it may take us further down the line. Okay, the pictures looks good so far, but as we know from Train Sim World 3 announcement and pictures can be deceiving. The Antelope Valley line, Los Angeles to Lancaster. It's a Metro Link. Two floor carriages there. The challenge of operating through the varied terrain of California continues. On the other side of the Atlantic, the power of American diesel can be harnessed with Metrolink's F125. Yep, you guessed it, this marks yet another new operator in-game, familiar to those in and around California, taking passengers out from Los Angeles to the wider suburbs and counties. The Antelope Valley line runs out of Los Angeles Union Station, the largest railroad passenger terminal in the western United States. After powering through urban LA, the line heads north to Lancaster, California, and through areas that have seen dramatic changes since the late 1800s, including the impact of the 1994 Northridge earthquake. Along the way, players will recognise locations synonymous with Hollywood movies such as the LA River, and even get involved in the action as part of one of the many in-game scenarios. I wonder if we'll be able to see the Hollywood sign. That would be cool. East Coast Main Line, Peterborough to Doncaster. The East Coast Line is one of Britain's most important routes, guiding trains of all shapes and sizes out from London and up through to Edinburgh in Scotland. The stretch between Peterborough and Doncaster, famed for its record-breaking location at Stoke Bank, continues to provide a thrilling high speeds for LNER's Class 801 Azuma, which brings a sleek, modern new train to Train Sim World 4. Along the way lie three more big stations, stopping points at Gratham, New York Northgate and Redford. Near Newark, trains will traverse the last remaining flat crossing in Britain at Newark Fleet Crossing, where the Nottingham to Lincoln line intersects with the East Coast Main Line. LNER are another new operator to Train Sim World, with the Class 801 Azuma being their flagship train. The overhead EMU, complete in-game with a small diesel engine for depot moves and emergencies, represents customary traction along the East Coast Main Line, and a train that British travellers, commuters and rail fans will have been long waiting for. Yeah, if they were going to do the East Coast Main Line, Peterborough to Doncaster, I'd like to have seen maybe extended to York. I think that would have been better. Or London's King's Cross to Peterborough. But yeah, if they're doing the Peterborough to Doncaster route, I would have liked to have seen it extended to York. It looks like there's only going to be 5 stations. That's Peterborough, Doncaster, Grantham, Newark, Northgate and Redford. That's not many stations now, is there? That's not many at all. And seeing as this is an updated route, I don't think we'll see the Class 158s pulling into, or 159s pulling into Grantham, the ones that work the Skegness line, as they go into Grantham and then go back out the same way it came in. Although saying that, the Manchester route is an up-to-date route, and they have the East Midland trains 159 go through there, even though it shouldn't because it's set in the up-to-date time, so it should be EMR. But yeah, pictures look absolutely stunning, especially that one. I do like that one, that looks really nice. But again, pictures can be tweaked and it won't represent the in-game graphics, just like as was fooled in TSW4. LNR Class A3 Flying Scotsman. Deluxe and Special Edition only. In Train Sim World 4 Deluxe Edition, the historic importance of the East Coast Main Line is enhanced with the introduction of the world's most famous locomotive, LNR A3 Class Flying Scotsman. This icon of the railways, built in 1923, today runs up to 75 miles per hour across Britain, bringing joy not just to rail fans and enthusiasts, but to anyone with an eye for an incredible engineering and an appreciation for the past. On 30th of November 1934, Flying Scotsman broke the 100 miles per hour barrier, becoming the first steam locomotive officially to do so. Flying Scotsman, owned by the National Railway Museum, celebrates its centenary in 2023 with a number of visits and rail tours taking place across Britain. There's no better time to steep into the cab in-game and take control of this world-renowned locomotive, either back to where it was built in Doncaster or beyond, using the rift of upgraded tools for Scenario Planner. More on this further down. You see the Flying Scotsman there looking absolutely brilliant with the Azuma going the other way. Owned by the National Railway Museum. Just one more reason why they should have extended the route to York. You thought that would have been obvious. Railpool BR193 Vecton. Deluxe and Special Edition only. In Deluxe Edition, players will also be able to learn and operate one of the most high-tech locomotives ever to come to Train Sim World, the BR193 Vectron. Represented by leasing company Railpool, the Vectron will be available to run on freight services formed of new Eon wagons across the Dresden Riser route add-on, more on that shortly, as well as the S-Bahn-Valderberg, providing a rare opportunity to use the same locomotive across 2 different countries in Train Sim World. Okay. This truly modern computer on wheels will have a host of interactive screens to engage with, making for authentic experience both in the setup and running of the locomotives. So this BR193 Vecton, Railpool and the Flying Scotsman are Deluxe and Special Edition only. It will be interesting to see whether later on they will be able to be bought as standalone and DLC, as you do get sometimes. I'll guess maybe 4, 5, 6 months down the line you will be able to get both separately, I'm guessing. Novak Dresden Riser upgrade. I'm sure I completed this route. Now it's been upgraded. So will it still have all the scenarios that I did on it? I don't know. Was it the Dresden Riser one I did though? Was one of the other German ones? I do like the German routes, especially in the ice trains. The aim for the Vectron is an upgraded version of the highly popular Dresden Riser route, add-on complete with a new timetable, volumetric skies, TOD4 lightning and the full set of Train Sim World 4 features. This popular route hosts a variety of services to operate across a line which origins back into the 1830s, but representative of the thriving modern stations throughout the Saxony region. Both fast and slow lines ensure a mix of traffic from the busy commuter services of the DB BR442 Talent 2 and the push-pull capability of the DB BR146.2 passenger trains to the versatile DB BR143 and the freight hauling MRCE BR185.5. The audition of the Vectron has necessitated a rework of the timetable, giving a new lease of life to this popular German route add-on. Players that already own the previous version of the Dresden Riser can take advantage of the upgrade by purchasing any additional Train Sim World 4. The BR193 Vectron is exclusive to Deluxe and Special Editions and cannot currently be purchased as a separate add-on. New players can explore the upgrade routes and Vectron by opting for the either Deluxe or Special Edition. So, hear the word in there, cannot currently be purchased as a separate add-on. which would lead you to believe that at some point down the line, both this and the Flying Scotsman will be available as a separate add-on. So no matter what edition of the Train Sim World 4 you get, whether it's standard, deluxe or special edition, you will get the Dresden Riser route for free upgraded if you already have that in your TSW4 Steam library or PlayStation, Xbox or whatever you're running it on. If you've got it in your library, you'll get updated for free. New creative tools. Your hobby, your venture, your way. In addition to the route and locomotives, new features from a critically important and exciting part of Train Sim World 4 bring in new ways to enjoy your railway hobby. Embark on an adventurous and play your way. Updated Scenario Planner 2.0. Reworked easier to use UI, custom start times, chaining paths, TSW4 routes only, portal support for AI trains, weather selection, and add introductory text to a scenario. A key feature of the Train Sim World Scenario Planner has been the ability to utilise and devise a range of owned content to operate any train on any track using your own created scenarios. For Scenario Planner 2.0, this tool adds a number of options to move closer towards detailed scenarios and movements, with chained paths now a feature for Train Sim World 4 routes only. Chaining paths will allow you to plan a route from A to B, but then continue to A or even on to C and so forth. So you could do it so instead of on timetable mode where you've got to pull a train out of the yard into the station and then you've got to go into the next, that ends the scenario, and then you've got to do it from point A to point B. This will be completely different now. When creating a scenario, you'll be able to go from the yard to the station, go into service to the next station, go out of service and pull into the yard at that end if you wanted. Or you can go back to the station that you came from, where you started your journey, and go back and forth a few times, and then go back into the yard that you started, or the yard at the other end if there is one. That sounds like a good idea. That sounds good for people that create their own scenarios. Where hopefully that's something that will be implemented into timetable mode as well for the routes, or in possibly scenarios created by the devs. The ability to set times, weather and add more detailed descriptions for sharing in Creators Clubs will also be implemented, giving the tool much more flexibility for creativity. Excuse me. Updated Livery Designer 2.0. New and improved features, reworked easy to use UI, livery description, undo redo, toggle livery usage for AI trains, text entry, font selection, 1000 layers, additional operators and fonts. Livery Designer also gets some upgrades. If you've ever made a mistake using this tool, then the addition of undo redo options may just save your next masterpiece. Unlocking more creativity is the lifting of the layer limit to 1000, and text options now appear by inputting characters into the UI rather than placing individual letters. Font selection will also be available, including the Johnson and Rao alphabet fonts. Once your livery has had its final touches and you're ready to start using it on the rails, the operations to toggle on and off the livery ensures that it appears when you like it to, without having to delete or recreate it when you want to enable it into your favourite route. Okay. New feature, photo mode. Screenshot depicts photo mode for Train Sim World compatible. Link Rise Struck available as part of the Train Sim World 4 special edition or separate as a route add-on. Photo mode. Pause game to take the perfect screenshot. Adjustable camera settings, filters and enhancements, all new personal in-game gallery. So basically same thing you could do on EST2, Euro Truck Simulator 2. Finally, Train Sim World has caught up with that. And that came out like what, 12 years ago? 2012 that came out? And here in 2023, Train Sim World's only just doing it. Screenshot competitions just got a bit more serious. A dedicated photo mode now gives you the option to pause the live action. Obviously you can pause it, that's good. Set up the angles, admire the scenery and enhance shot with filters, blur and exposure, giving more freedom to capture your journey as it's at its best. Examples of these kinds of shots you'll be able to take into TrainSim 4 can be seen in this article, and we're very excited to see what you, the TrainSim community, can capture with this brand new creative tool. Update Creators Club improvements. New and improved features. Creators Club improvements. Reworked easier to use UI. Filter based on content to your own. Improved search functionality. In line with improvements and new creative features, Creators Club itself has had an upgrade which includes reworked easier to use UI, search filter based on the content that you own, other improved search functionalities, improvements to Dovetail Live. Okay. New gameplay features and graphical improvements. Updated scoring. So new and improved scoring. Scoring and medals explained. To get bronze, you need 20% of the maximum possible score. To get silver, you need 35% of the maximum possible score. To get gold, you need 50% of the maximum possible score. To get platinum, you need 90% of maximum possible score, including stops and safety systems. Does this just include TrainSim 4, or will this be implemented in TrainSim Classic, as I will now be calling it? If it's to do with TrainSim Classic, does that mean we have to redo the scenarios that we've already done to get the new medals? Be interesting to see. Scoring has long been a way for TrainSim players to judge how well they've been driving a certain route, but the measure of action points have focused primarily on timing and the accuracy of stopping at stations. In its updated guide, scoring now reflects the challenge posed by enabling safety systems in the cab and having things set up in the correct configurations, driving without wipers on in the inclement weather, leaving the train in an unsafe manner, braking too harshly or coupling with too much force will also penalise you, making the final scoring much more representative of how professional your run really was. There is one thing that I do have a problem with, or two things, and hopefully they will be fixed for this, and it's something I will look out for, because currently it's been in TrainSim 3 and 2. When you got a 30 mph limit of 40 mile, 50, 60 mile, whatever it is, if you are dead on what your limit is, so if you're going 40 and you're dead on the 40 mark, it marks you as slightly over speeding, which is wrong because you're not over speeding, you're on the exact speed that you're supposed to be. So that needs to be fixed. Also, what needs to be fixed is if you do go over slightly, but you come back into the speed range before the next time it clips your speed, even though you're under the speed that you're supposed to be going, you will still be docked points, because it will still tell you that you've been overspeeding slightly, even though you've got it back into the correct speed within time. That also needs to be fixed. Update ease of access. New and improved features. Ease of access improvements. Locomotive difficulty tiering. Improved players assist to get you out of sticky situations. Simpler HUD plus new mini HUD. Automatic coupling and yard routing. Added class 323 and 8F to training centre. Improved key mapping for accessibility. Ease of access features are crucially important for those new to TrainSim welcome, but also makes the journey easier for existing players or those getting used to the new and exciting features that TrainSim 4 offers. These include locomotive difficulty tiering, improved player assist to get you out of sticky situations, simpler HUD plus new mini HUD, automatic coupling and yard routing, improved key mapping for accessibilities. We've also added unlivered versions of the Class 323 EMU from Birmingham Cross City and the Colossus Line, and the LMS AF steam locomotive from Spirit of Scheme Peak Forest to the training centre so that players can get to grips with some easier forms of traction. Players will not need to own the associated routes mentioned above in order to access these locomotives in Train Sim World 4. So in other words, if you do not have the Birmingham Cross City or Glossop line or the LMS AF steam locomotive from the Spirit Steam or Peak Forest, you will still get them in the training centre. Hopefully it won't take away the trains that are already in the training centre, and I still think that any new train that you get as DLC should be added to the training centre automatically. Hopefully that's something that will be done in the future, or you get to choose which trains you get in the training centre. So you can place your own trains in the training centre from your collection. That will be another way around. There's plenty of sidings to put plenty of trains in. So why not let us choose which trains we want in the training centre? That will be a improvement to the game that I'm sure loads of players would want to see. Everything else seems alright. Simpler HUD plus new mini HUD. I hope that's an option. So if we don't and we still want the HUD that we're using in TSW3, I hope that is still an option to keep. Because I'm used to that HUD, I don't want to relearn a new HUD. Update graphical weather and line improvements. That does look good there on the rain in that picture. But like what we saw with the HS1 rain pictures at St Pancras from TSW3 when it showed pictures that looked good too. And then it's a bit of a disappointment. This is at Grantham. So hopefully it does look this good. This is work in progress. But again, it could have been modded using the new photo enhancement things to make it look better than what it is. Hopefully the graphic improvements to TSW4 is a big jump from what it was in TSW3. Because to be honest with you, the graphics from TSW2 to TSW3 was not that great. And that's just in my honest opinion. So hopefully the graphic enhancement from TSW3 to TSW4 will be better. More generally throughout the new routes, including the updated Dresden Riser, a number of graphical improvements around weather and lightning have been implemented to enhance the driving experience from inside the cab. These include volumetric fog, okay. Hopefully that means we won't get fog inside the buildings, like when we used to get fog upstairs. So if you have to go upstairs to get out, and then the fog will be up there as well. That didn't make sense. Improved rain on windscreen effects, okay. Control haptics plus light bar and audio functionality for PlayStation controllers. Moments in scenarios. I don't know what that means. Moments in scenarios, I don't know what that is. That's not really explained. Something to look out for. New feature, free roam. New and improved features, free roam mode. Spawn trains anywhere at any time. Set paths anywhere you like. The world is yours to create and your own tasks, and evolve your sessions as you drive around on the fly. Use your entire collection as you wish. Off the rails mode, squared with a cherry on the top. So you could put German trains on English traction, on English roads, or American trains on English roads. That would be interesting. If you've ever wanted to be synapses or enjoy more of the train sim world on the fly, then Free Roam's new spawning and despawning tools will allow you to do just that. Whilst on foot, operations within the UI will bring a whole new dynamic and adaptive playstyle so that you can choose what train to operate, where and how. See the new trains in the... You got the new trains in the training centre there, from all the brand new routes, including the trains it said it would. Hopefully that doesn't mean they're getting rid of the trains that are already in there. I like that they've put these new trains in from the new routes that are coming out. The Flying Scotsman and the German train. The trains from the updated Riser route and the new routes that are coming out. the Flying Scotsman and the 232, and hopefully the HS1 and the other trains are still in there as well. I like to see a busy yard. I want it looking half empty. I want to see a busy yard. So hopefully they're still in there when I check it out. Pathing options are also a thing. Once your train of choice is spawned in, you can set the path you want and head off to your final destination using the 2D map. If you don't fancy operating this train yourself, get the AI to do it. The power to create your own virtual train set is in your hands. New feature, PC Editor Beta. We'll have much to talk about on the PC Editor Beta in the future article, but in essence we're giving ambitious PC players the tools required to one day make your own gameplay features including routes and locomotives. This highly technical feature will test the skills of the community, and we can't wait to see what amazing creations players will make with this feature. Wow. I think a lot of Train Sim World players have been waiting for this. Not me personally, because I can't create routes or trains, I'm not that talented, but there are a lot of talented people out there, as we can tell by Train Sim Classic, and it means we'll get some decent routes into Train Sim World so that would be brilliant, absolutely amazing. Wonder if Armstrong Powerhouse will start doing train packs for TSW now. If this takes off to be a good thing, maybe Armstrong Powerhouse will, like they do with TS Classic, we'll now be able to do it for TSW. Interesting to see. I was going to say people like Just Trains will be able to create routes, but Just Trains is already a partner route, so let's carry on. Access our version of the Unreal Engine 4 toolset, the same tools our teams use. Create anything you like, gameplay, trains, and even your own routes. You'll be able to create routes, locomotives, and scenarios from day one. There will be additional updates to the editor to improve experience and shareability. This is for PC users only. It doesn't say anything about whether they'll be able to share it with other platforms, or whether what's created can only be used on PC. I know the creation you can only use on PC, but hopefully whatever is made will be able to be shared on other consoles and platforms as well. Or otherwise they'll keep moaning about it and we'll never hear the end of it. To be honest, I personally think Train Sim World 4 would be so much better if it was PC only. This will give you the opportunity to create the unique scenarios to share with your friends, build on your trains, or recreate in loving detail the route you've always dreamed of. You'll be able to download the PC Editor Beta over on the Epic Game Store on release, but players on both Steam and Epic will be able to make use of this new feature. So it doesn't come with Train Sim World 4, but you have to download it on the Epic Game Store. Why can't we download it on the Steam Store? That don't make sense. Maybe it's part of a deal with Epic Games, I don't know. But as it says, players on both Steam and Epic will be able to make use of the new features. If you have any questions about any of the new content and features in Train Sim World 4, head over to the Train Sim World 4 FAQs, where we can provide the answers you seek. Pre-order and early access play from September 21st. Train Sim World 4 will release for Windows PC, PlayStation and Xbox consoles on Tuesday, September 26th if you do not pre-order. So, choose your bundle. So the standard is £39.99, $49.99 or €44.99. And with that you get the training centre, the Antelope Valley line, the East Coast Main line and the Vollerberg line. Plus a free route upgrade for owners of the Dresden Riser route with purchase of any TS4 bundle. You got the special edition, which is £89.99, £89.99, $100.99, €104.99. And with that you get everything that you get with the standard edition, plus the Flying Scotsman, the Dresden Riser route, which you get with the standard edition anyway, if you've got it for free. If you do not have it, then you will get it with the special edition. The Veteran Local and 4 more TSW compatible routes. So you'll be able to choose 4 more TSW compatible routes. So routes, does that mean routes that you don't have, you will be able to get 4 more routes? That's interesting. And then you got the deluxe edition, £52.99, €69.99, $69.99, and €64.99. And that you get everything that you do with the standard and special edition, with the exception you will not be able to get the 4 more TSW compatible routes. You only get that with the special edition. So once you download it, if you get the special edition, does it tell you you've got 4 routes? When you go to the store, will it say you've got 4 routes free? Will all routes come up free until you've downloaded 4? It doesn't say. Players that already own the previous version of Address and Raza can take advantage of the upgrade while purchasing any edition of Train Sim World 4. It can be pre-ordered digitally from today on Steam and the Epic Games Store, PlayStation Store and Microsoft Store. We've gone across the prices, that's fine. If you can pre-order with a discount of up to 25% on selected platforms with deluxe and special editions, getting granted 5-day early access and bonus decals for livery editor. A downloadable soundtrack is also available with pre-orders on Steam. Steam players that have Train Sim World 3 will be entitled to a loyalty discount and pre-order discount totaling at 25%. And that's it. Did they really need to do Train Sim World 4? Could these be implemented as patches onto Train Sim World 3? Only the devs can answer that. You can understand why people are a bit peed off. You know, just after a year, we're getting TSW4. Just after a year after TSW3, and we still got problems in TSW3 that wasn't fixed. Which ain't surprising, because we still got problems in TSW2 that wasn't fixed. One of the main fixes I hope and pray that they've sorted out is the stuttering of the trains, because that is annoying. Let's hope we can get that smooth ride into TSW4, because to me, if you can sort that out, it'll be worth it. But what's the point of doing TSW4 if you still got that stuttering, which has been a problem since TSW1? And this is the 5th iteration of the game, because you had TSW1, TSW 2020, TSW3, and now TSW4. I pray that they let the life run on this for a bit. Now, at least give it 2 years before you bring out TSW5. Please. Give it 2 years to develop TSW5, so that there is big graphical improvements. So there are big system improvements when TSW5 does come out. Give it at least 2 years. And you thought with the news of Train Sim World 4, they would actually change this bit up here. You'd think that, wouldn't it? I think that's from TSW2. So you thought they'd change this picture here. Hopefully they'll do it at some point. Anyway, leave your thoughts on TSW4. What do you think? What are you looking forward to in TSW4? Are you going to pre-order it? Are you going to wait for it till it comes out on sale? What features are you looking forward to? What features don't you care about? Let me know all your comments down in the comments below, and I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye for now, and take care.